I am taking a class on men and women and archetypes. Shocker, if you can't tell. I think that they are a very useful tool in identifying um, not just our core stories, but kind of being able to give a philosophical title to the energy that we work with in our lives. And so last night's discussion, we're talking a lot about discord, union and discord, right? Even discord within the union. And that how through union is how you get a taste of immortality. It's how you get a taste of the eternal. That when both partners in a union are working, so the union becomes a triangle. There's him, there's her, and there's the relationship. So you may have heard the expression, you got to put in 50-50. It's got to be 50-50. No, it's got to be 100-100, because you need to each both feed the separate entity that is us. And, everyone brings their part. You may be better at the fiscal side of your relationship if you're married. You may be the more creative one. You may be the planner. You may be, so everyone brings their skill set to enhance the union. But the commitment and the willingness to learn and expand in relationship, that needs to be wholeheartedly entered to, not just half of you, all of you. Now, I'm not saying you lose yourself in relationship. This is absolutely something that I used to be guilty of. Through my whole marriage, I abdicated myself, never asked to do that, but it was almost a relief for me to not have to live as me. I was able to act as wife. I was able to exist as mother. And because my own self was so large, I felt like I needed to compress and suppress it. So when it came out, man, it came out tenfold. And then I had to readjust that energy too, because it came out and exploded all over everybody. But that was necessary as well. So today I'm going to ask you to take a look at your primary relationship. And I'm going to ask, are you both working towards expanding your union? You have had those moments in relationship. Maybe you were young and too dumb to know better, where you have felt in complete union. And if you are lucky enough to have felt that, that is the way to touch both the eternal and the divine. It activates the divine that's in each one of us. And it needs to be focused on, to be brought forward. It needs to be a conscious decision of both of you that this is where we're going to raise the level of this relationship to. And it takes work. But it is glorious. And I also don't know that you can hold it. I think you can touch it and then work to get back there. But that's okay. Because I would think that if it stayed all the time, you would get lost in it. How could you not? It's your godlike side of you being able to exist in the world. And I could see that being very attractive. And then how does that not skip over into a completely overactive ego? You are God here on earth. I could see that being a little problematic. But again, really the glory, and what I really wanted to touch on today, is that in relationship, and you know what, I'm even going to take romance out of it. In true connection and relationship, because it can be familial, it can be deep friendship. It doesn't need to have a physical component, because when you are in that deep connection and container and attunement with each other, that is when you ascend in connection and relationship. And a relationship becomes a union. If you are lucky enough to have that, go thank your partner. And I will see you tomorrow.